morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, from different places of this world. Here I'm in Africa, at University of Nairobi as well. So, and I'm happy. I'm an engineer who is proud to be an engineer. So, friends, this is the next video. I hope you enjoyed first video of visual inspection. Now today, we have what we call dye penetrant testing, or liquid penetrant testing, the way you can call it. As I go back, non-destructive testing is that qualitative testing of materials, structures to check defect or discontinuities. And after checking those defects, you have to report and you look for solutions. So now here we have what we call dye penetrant testing or liquid penetrant testing. So you can hear something like liquid. We will need something like liquid. We have liquids, we have penetrant developers, we are going to see. So we have different things to use in the process. Here we have solvent cleaner, as you see. Here we have temperature detector, as you see. It has camera, because we have to work on area which have specific temperature. Especially before we go beyond, in dye penetrant we use temperature that is varying between 10 and 50. So you have to measure your place. So above all, we have welding material. They are different. You can see this one. You can see this one. You see? Here we are in the labs, but assume that you are at the field. At the field, when you are checking like those pressure vessels, those storage tanks, you can prefer to use dye penetrant so that you check defect or cracks. So we are going to go into procedures of how they do this. They start by cleaning. After cleaning, you apply penetrant. You have to put some dwell time. You have to put some developer. You have to also specify developing time. You have to interpret. After interpret, you do post clean, and you do evaluation of your cracks as well. So we are going to clean the space. So now you see here we are going to clean our area. You know, mechanical work has to be clean. So sorry about this one. A lot of experiment has been worked on this welding material. So you have to first clean. So you can clean very well. Maybe for this one, which is not so much dirty, you can clean as well, because when you are going to work on any welding material, you have to clean it. So after cleaning it, you have to give it some time. For aluminium, for magnesium, for some materials, you have to put like 15 seconds. For cast, they varies. So you can also wash using water. In dye penetrant, you allow it. So before you put penetrant. So this is first step to clean your material. You have to clean it. So friends, you can't wait it to dry. So we are done. Now it is clear. But I want us to work on this. So after cleaning, the next step is to apply a penetrant. And you have to be careful. Don't mix brands. Don't mix brands. So now we are going to apply in gently ways. Don't just apply. After applying this, we are going to wait 10 minutes. For aluminium, for magnesium, for steel, we have to wait for 10 minutes. Okay, it is not a must to inspect and you find a crack. Sometimes your component is okay. Sometimes your material is okay. It is not all about finding cracks. Sometimes there is no crack. But as an engineer, you have to evaluate and decide. So, friends, after applying a penetrant, so the developer is in white. You can apply it. Now we are applying a developer. So we are going to wait. Let's wait for 10 minutes so that we do interpretation. You see, after applying a developer, it is changing the surface condition. It is becoming white. You know, this is all about chemical reaction. So it is changing from, before we see a defect, this place has to be white before we do interpretation. So as you see, after you have cleaned your material, you have to apply a dye penetrant. It is in red color. So after applying it, you give it dwelling time of around between 6 minutes and 10. After this one, you put penetrant remover. After you put a penetrant remover, which is this one, after penetrant remover has dried, after the material has dried, then you apply developer. After developer, you wait for 10 minutes before you do your interpretation. After getting, as you see here, the surface is changing. Before we do interpretation, then you know which is exact type of defect. Then after that, you post clean your material, and now the dye penetrant testing is done. As we are waiting it to dry, I can say the advantage of dye penetrant, but it is limited to non-porous materials. Yeah, we have ceramics, we have metals, non-metals. Any non-porous material, it is where we use dye penetrant testing. So for porous, you know, this is the chemicals. You cannot put them in, this is a porous, this one. You know, when you put a chemicals in this porous, that is not NDT. You are not, because here you cannot see defect, because that chemicals is going to cover the whole place. That's why I prefer non-porous materials. It is allowed. The reason why we use this, it is cheap, it is inexpensive. It is of low cost. It is portable. You know, this one you can take them wherever you want. It is portable. So it has a lot of advantages, but this disadvantage, of course, for porous materials, you cannot apply it. And you know, there are chemicals, they can cause some issues. But this one is most common used in aviation industries, where there is pressure vessels, storage tanks. So we use this. So even though 10 minutes is delaying, but let's try to do interpretation. As you see here we don't see any defect. If there is a defect, you can see a crack. If it is a porosity, you can see. If it is spatter, if it is incomplete fusion, you can be able to see different defect. But here, before we wait it to dry, I can see here porosity. So before it dries, can be able to see some porosity. Also here, we have porosity, as you can see. So that is what we can say. So after this, we are going to clean. The last step in dye penetrant testing is to clean your press and your material. So friends, hope you are able to see chemical reaction, and we have tried to identify some defect. So you can do more in your free time, so that this is the criteria. So let's clean. We have to clean our material. We have to clean our material so that we do a professional work. You know, an engineer is supposed to do a professional work. You can't leave your press unclean, because there are other people who are going to do experiment from this same material. So as you do more exercise, you will reach far in NDT. And you have to keep that. You cannot just do NDT the way you want. It has standard. You have to follow standard, and you have to get certificate. We have different levels of certification. Level 1 for basic knowledge, calibration, and what? Level 2. There you can supervise level 1, and level 3 is for professionals. It is the last level. So as we are concluding, we have been able to look at steps in dye penetrant testing. So whenever we are in the field where there is tubes, pressure vessels, we have to use this technique to identify defect. Hope to see you in my next video about magnetic particle testing, which is very interesting also. Thank you for watching my video. You can comment, you can subscribe, you can give comment advices as we improve in this technology of engineering. Thank you. I love you all. Gabriel, University of Nairobi.